Hello! Thank you so much for coming to this video. I really appreciate it. This is going to be a very important video for you. It's going to be the Cardano Mary Hardfork full guide and also the Cardano native token full guide. What's going on? What are all these tokens? Which one can I get that have value? Which tokens will hold value in the future? What tokens are coming over? Are going to have value? What does this look like in Daedalus? What are these asset names, the policy IDs? I'm going to teach you guys everything that you need to know, so not only can you stay safe, but you can also know like what coins are going to hold value, and that's going to be a really, really important video. I'm also going to be talking about a little bit more about the Bloom token, the token that I'm actually going to be giving out for Bloom delegates, but more on that at the end of the video. So if you want to support this channel, the easiest way you can do is just like the video, click the notification bell and click all, and then leave a comment down below. We need to push this video out far and wide because this is going to be an educational video about the Mary Hardfork, and the more people that know this, the better. And also the wider cryptocurrency community is now starting to have a look at Cardano. So when you like this video, it's not going to Cardano people anymore. It's going to the whole cryptocurrency community, and they need to know more about this stuff and all the awesome stuff that we're doing today. So another way you can support my channel is by delegating to Bloom. We have Bloom through Bloom 6. We were actually the 8th ever block minted by a stake pool on Cardano. We have over 10 million ADA pledged to the network to protect the network against Sybil attacks. We pay kick-ass returns, so if you want to support me and support yourself at the same time, just delegate to Bloom. But yeah, let's jump into this awesome video today, guys. I'm pretty excited. I mean, I always am, but I'm excited. So I may say a couple things that you guys already know, but there are so many new people here that it's important. But I promise you, I'll say a couple things that you don't know. So first, it's a Mary Hardfork. What does that mean? Well, hard forks, they used to be like they had a bad thing to them, but now really they're just system upgrades. We have this thing in Cardano called the Hardfork Combinator. And what this does is it allows exchanges, wallets, stake pool operators to all be in sync and just upgrade the system all together. So that's how when you see this, maybe on Binance, it'll take a couple days to withdraw your funds. But for stake pool operators and wallets, everything else, it's all good to go. So it's really just a system upgrade. That's the way you can look at it. We're just adding more functionality to the Cardano blockchain, right? So Mary is one of the hard forks in Goguen. And Goguen is really the utility of the blockchain. I did an interview with Charles Hoskinson where he describes Goguen in his own world, so you guys should check that out. The link for that will be down below. But Goguen is really the utility of Cardano, right? So it went Shelley, and then Goguen, and Shelley added proof of stake and staking and the decentralization of the network, whereas Goguen adds utility. And you think, well, what is this utility? Well, there's a couple things. There's three main hard forks that we're going to go through. And the first one was the hard fork for metadata. And metadata is just actually storing data inside of a transaction. The data is very simple. It's just like text, I mean, we can just save my name in there. I could write a transaction, save my name as Big Pay. It's literally that simple. And what you can actually use that for is voting, right? So essentially with these transactions, you can store votes. So that was the first hard fork for Goguen, right? So now we're on to the second hard fork, and that hard fork is Mary. And Mary is a little bit cooler than just being able to save metadata on the blockchain, so saving words or votes. You can actually have multiple assets with Cardano's native asset standard. So, I mean, this is where it starts to get a little confusing. Why would we want other tokens? Well, for a lot of reasons, but the main reason is so we can have other tokens native to the blockchain that we can use to for a multitude of reasons, because people are going to want to build their own protocols on top of Cardano, because Cardano is a protocol and ADA is the native token to Cardano. Whereas other people are going to want to come in and use all the beautiful things that we've built for the Cardano protocol for their own. And this is going to add value to the blockchain from them using their own transactions. And they're also going to want to build on the blockchain, right? So when you design a system that other people want to use and other people want to build on, they're also going to be a part of the governance in that system, the programming in that system, so they can add value in that way. But yeah, that's why you want to do that. And native tokens is really the first step, because if people are going to be building on top of this protocol, they're going to want to have their own token, right? Their own incentive model, because the reason that we use proof of stake is to incentivize actions, right? So people that come over, for example, Ben Gortzel from SingularityNet, he's actually moving a big portion of SingularityNet over to Cardano, but there has to be an incentive scheme to incentivize the certain attributes of the community that he wants. So whether it's building AI or building a decentralized system that's going to benefit him, that's why you have to have tokens. So think about Cardano, the protocol, as just the base layer, and there's going to be protocol layers built on top, right? And people are going to want to do everything that we do with Cardano. So if we even look at our governance system, well, our governance system is the same thing. People are going to want to use the governance system that we have with Cardano to build their own governance systems, to have a treasury that they can use to pay other people in the system, right? So everything that we are doing with Project Catalyst, with staking, with all of this stuff, other people are going to want to do that, and they're going to use Cardano to do that. And why is that important to you? Because the more transactions in the network, the more that you get paid for staking returns, and also it's going to raise the value of ADA. You know, if you think about it purely from a personal standpoint, why would that matter? That's why. You know, you're going to be making more money from staking, and then also it's going to raise the value of ADA from the utility it provides, right? And so these tokens, you can essentially do anything with them. You can mint your own token right now. So where does the value come from you minting your own token? Well, it's the value that it provides, right? I mean, it's just like, where does the value of Bitcoin come from? Well, it's the fact that it's a provably secure store of value, right? So when you mint a token, and I call it one big pay coin, and there's only one big pay coin ever, well, that's worth whatever someone else is willing to pay for it, right? So a lot of these tokens that are being created, they're not going to have value right away, right? A lot of the tokens that are going to have value very soon are going to be tokens that are coming over from the Ethereum blockchain using this thing that Cardano has called the Erc20 Converter. And what the Erc20 Converter allows is people to actually move tokens from the Ethereum blockchain over to Cardano. So you have tokens like USDC or all these tokens that you already know of that hold value, like the BAT token. They can come over using the Erc20 Converter. So real quick, let's actually just take a look at what this looks like in the wallet. And this is what I meant earlier when I said that I need to protect you guys from some things. And this because people can make essentially another coin called ADA. People can make another coin called Tesla, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at the Daedalus Wallet right here. So in the Daedalus Wallet, we have our ADA up here, which is the token that we all know of. But then below that, we have two more tokens, right? And when we hover over this token, and we see the policy ID, well, this policy ID is the only way to verify that the token is true. So let's say there's a Bloom token, which we're going to get into later. Well, this Bloom token, my Bloom token that's in my wallet, must match the policy ID of the Bloom token in your wallet. And if it doesn't, then it's fake, right? But there's going to be more data to this. And what I see in the future, right, because this is all so short term, this is all so fresh. I mean, you guys are watching the foundations of this blockchain, of this protocol be put in place. It's going to be completely different 6 months from now. And it's going to be completely different 5 years from now. And I think that you guys learning about this so early on is going to benefit you. But let's hover over this right here. So look, this is from my buddy at ADA. Well, he actually runs a stake pool, but he minted these tokens and sent them over to me on the test net. And look, there's a name and a description. So what I think there's going to be in the future is a little verified check mark, right? Some sort of standard that we all agree on, right? And to get in that standard, there can't be another coin with that name, or your coin with that name is the first one. There's going to be some sort of check mark to make sure that the Bloom token's actually Bloom's token, or the USDC that you actually have is USDC, right? And this is a tricky thing, but more people. So what kind of tokens can be in here in the future? Well, I mean, let's get like philosophical for a second. I mean, literally all of the value in the world can be on a blockchain. So, I mean, like the value of your house can be tied to a token that no one can ever replicate. You know, the Yeezys on your feet can be a token in your wallet that can't be replicated. And when you sell them, you have to sell that token with it. I mean, any value that you can think of in the world is going to be on the blockchain, right? And we're watching right now just the baby steps of, we're going to see stupid coins like Tesla coin or Big Pay coin, just any coin that you can think of that holds no real value is going to be on here. But when you think long term about what this is going to become, it's going to be insane. because I mean, everything in the world that holds value is going to be on the blockchain. And there's going to be, like Ben Gortzel, for example, he's going to have an artificial intelligence attached to a service that is actually trading the value of these back and forth. I mean, everything is going to get nuts, but I'm going to stop going so deep with that. So what tokens are actually going to hold value to you? Let's get into that. So earlier, and I'm sorry for jumping around so much, there's just a lot to go into. So earlier I mentioned there being a third hard fork for Goguen. And this is the full Goguen functionality that we're going to get in the next hard fork. And what that adds is smart contracts using a language that you actually write these smart contracts in called Plutus. Well, this is when these tokens that we have right now are going to have the full utility. And that's when the blockchain is going to have the full utility, right? So to touch back on the question of what tokens can I get in native token standard that will actually moon, that will actually have value? How can I get in on this stuff first? Well, I'm going to keep you up to date on that, number one. So like this video, comment down below, and also comment what you're most excited for. Click the notification bell and click all, because I'm going to keep you guys up to date on all of the new projects and all the new value add that's going to be coming to Cardano with these tokens. So I don't think there is any right now. There is no token right now that you can just buy or purchase from someone else or get or receive or be a part of the airdrop that is actually going to hold value in the future. You know, this stuff's a day old. And that leads me to my next question, or maybe your next question too, is when will tokens that actually hold value be on top of Cardano? Well, I think there's going to be some very soon. I would say probably within the next month, you know, but I think that when this fourth hard fork comes, when these tokens actually have utility, Cardano actually has utility, and people can use Cardano as an asset to their business, then a lot of these value holding tokens are going to come over to Cardano. And there's going to be a lot of new projects using Project Catalyst that is going to use like funding to build a business around this and actually provide utility to the blockchain. And the tokens that they start up with their funds are actually going to have value. So what tokens can you purchase in this moment that will moon? Not financial advice, but zero. We're going to have to stick with ADA for right now because this is also new, but it's very, very cool and very important that we have these tokens right now and people have the ability to play around with them, because this is essentially just a small, or not really even a small step, a pretty big step towards Goguen, you know, towards smart contracts, you know, so this is just a step along the way. So is metadata. And it's cool just to see more and more utility be added to Daedalus and more utility be added to Erc20. You know, so if you guys have any questions about any of this stuff, I know it gets complicated and it takes me time to actually learn how to explain it in the best way for you to click. Feel free to comment down below. I also do AMAs every Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'll answer all of your questions there. But stick with me and we'll make this click for all of us, I promise. So let's get into the final thing. The Bloom token. I know you guys are all excited about it. So the Bloom token is going to be a token that I give to Bloom's delegates. And the way it works is you're just going to have to be delegated for X amount of time, and then you're going to receive a Bloom token per RADA based on the amount of time that you were delegated, right? So essentially what the Bloom token is going to be is like a rewards token to all Bloom delegates just for delegating and being with us from the beginning. And we may do an airdrop here soon, you know, for people that come to a live stream. We got a lot of big things planned. But if you're asking yourself today, you know, how do I get this Bloom token? Well, if you've been delegated to Bloom for 6 months, you already got some waiting on you. And there's nothing more that you can do other than just stay delegated, you know, and just stay a part of this mission and keep supporting. And I really appreciate you guys for doing that. But if you're new and you want some Bloom tokens, you know, you're excited, you want another token in your wallet, all you have to do is delegate to Bloom and you're going to get that token per RADA based on the length that you've been delegated to Bloom. So I'm going to release all of these details very soon. I would say probably in the next couple weeks. We're just kind of looking at the way the protocol is designed right now, and some of the parameters aren't the way we want them to be. But we're going to figure it out. We're going to make it work. But by being delegated to Bloom, you're going to get that just per RADA based on how long you've been delegated. So yeah, that's a little bit more details about the Bloom token. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like down below. If you made it to the end, type in Bloom token airdrop, or Bloom token moonshot, you know, something. And also it's important for me to say that I'm not selling this. I'm not selling the Bloom token to you. It's going to be something that's going to be rewarded for loyalty, right? It's not an asset, and I'm not trying to go to jail. You know, I'm just trying to do something really cool and use the blockchain that we all love, you know. But you can also type in jail big pay down below. Out here selling securities, but would never do that. It's all for free and for rewards. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's something a little bit different, but that's that, boys.